Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry? I am deeply in love. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry?
I am deeply in love.
Ever since I met you, you feel me thinking. You are becoming an obsession.
Oh!
I am deeply in love. Ever since I met
Oh, my beautiful bella Principessa, Gina Lollobrigida. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful woman. Oh, my name is Chris Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos, Facebook Live. What a week, what a week. Oh, boy. Cool, blimey. God help me. Last week I was doing Jeff Beck, and then what's happened since then? I actually woke up today. I know this is a bit macabre, but I actually said, I woke up this morning, and I said, I wonder who died today. And then it came up, David Crosby. Oh, my Lord, God help me. What a week, what a week. Renee Gayer, I've had a couple of dealings with her. And what a voice, you know, that kind of thing. And, ooh, a couple of people, I'll get them out the way because they're beloved people. But tonight, bouncing off of Jeff Beck, dear Jeff Beck, last week, I think a lot of people out there know how much I love saying her name. Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida. It's the perfect way to count to 7 for everything that you want to do. If you actually count to 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're actually counting in 8, you see, because 7 is a 2-syllable word. So there's a lot of, confusion. So say her name, Gina Lollobrigida. There you go. What a beautiful woman and what a life. Her passing is much more to do with a celebration of her life than the mourning of things, you know, that kind of thing. But I even interrupted myself. I'd like to, we all know about Renee Gayer, David Crosby today. Love the One You're With. It was the first track I did with the remotes back in the COVID lockdown days when we all got together. Love the One You're With. And lesser known, but cheerio to my mate Matt Morgan. He said, bloody hell, Johnny Powers has passed away, who's very famous in the rockabilly scene, you know, kind of thing, in the 50s and 60s. And of course, we've had a few others as well. And even on a sad note, hearing the news about Jacinta Ardern even, you know, that kind of thing. Not that she's passed away, please don't jump onto that. But just her retiring, what a wonderful light, love and light, the way that she was able to carry herself. Brilliant. So anyway, there you go. There's a few people. Anyway, I'm going to get into this. All right. Now, what I'm going to talk about tonight is how you can do mnemonics. Okay. Now, it's a funny thing when I'm talking about one of the great actresses of the arguably the golden years of Hollywood and all that with Gina Lollobrigida. Why am I talking about her on a drum-orientated show? Just say her name. It's a wonderful way to count to 7. And that leads me into things like mnemonics, and in the most simplest of ways. Mnemonics is a memory tool, okay? But in drumming and music, mnemonics is essentially, you can actually just say, if you can say it, you can play it. So that's why we have the weird-ass names, you know, like paradiddle, paradiddle. By the way, I've got triggers on. I sort of like these African ones. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. There you go. So what happens is I'll get stuck straight into it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about mnemonics, how you can cut things up, and different techniques you can do with it. So if I just start going through it a little bit here, I've got a couple of little samples here. Yeah, and there it is. I'm going to start with 2.
Gina, 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 Gina.
take her name, Gina. Gina. There you go. What you can also do is take her surname and go.
Brigida, 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 Brigida.
There's your three syllables. Brigida, put them together.
Gina, 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 Gina,
You've got a form of a polyrhythm there, a 2 against a 3, but it does slip a little because they are recorded samples, you see. And then you get that. And Brigida, 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 Brigida. Gina, 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 Gina. Oh, put the two names together and there you go. Now what can start to happen is when you're doing the mnemonics, you can just say Brigida, 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 Brigida. I'll do it again for you if you like.
Brigida, 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 Brigida.
If I slow it down a little bit.
Brigida, Brigida,
Let me see. I've got that on.
Brigida, Brigida, Brigida,
Brigida, Brigida.
Brigida,
Oh, even slower than that maybe.
Brigida, Brigida,
Brigida, Brigida,
Brigida, Brigida, Brigida, Brigida, Brigida, Brigida, Brigida, Brigida, Brigida.
Blues beat.
Brigida, 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 Brigida,
Brigida, Brigida, I'll bring that back up to where I had it before. Brigida, Brigida, Brigida. There you go. She's so beautiful. And there you go. So there's a little bit of 3. So what we're doing is we're dissecting the syllables of a name. And with Gina Lollobrigida, what you end up having is 7. And when you split them up and all that, if you just say Lollobrigida, okay, which is her full surname, okay, what happens is that you get...
Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo,
Oh, sorry, I jumped. What happened to 4?
Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo,
1, 2, 3, 4. Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo, 4.
Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo.
I jumped ahead, sorry about that. So when you've got Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo. Get going with
Gina
that.
Lollo, Gina 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 Lollo,
Gina Lollo, Gina Lollo. And there was a little bit of a paradiddly thing there. Boom. And that's something that you can do. You get your rudiments, you get your chops up, mate, the chops. Beautiful with the right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. There you go, boom. Hey, there you go. Bit immigrant songy there, songish. There you are. I even keep the continuity with my lame jokes. Less is more or less. So there you go. There's that one there. Now I'll get on to the 5. So you get Lollobrigida. So you got Lollo is 2, Brigida is 3. Now, what you can do with that is start to use, when you're wanting to sort of play some of these odd times and things. Now, when you're dealing with 5s, oh, what the hell was that? So on like that. That's a bit of a staple of the good old Frank Zappa there. He loves his 5s. And one of the stickings that I love using is the sticking of right, left, left. Okay, Lollobrigida, 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 pa. And then you can do different things, you see. So I'll get into it. Lollobrigida, Lollobrigida. Hey! All right, left, left. Lollobrigida, Lollobrigida. There you go. That's what goes on with that. Now, when you're doing things like this, what can start to happen is when you start to have some of these figures in different kinds of time signatures and being a bit quick, 5, 5/8, even 5/16 if you want to. You've got bands like Tool. I was listening to one, I was just listening to Fear Inoculum in the research. And there's a track on there called Tempest, but instead of the T for Tempest, there's a 7. And it's in 7, you see, and what happens there. And then even Dream Theater's album, I can't remember the name of it, but there were about 3 tracks in 7. When you're listening to movie soundtracks, I remember the last Bourne film, the gigantic car chase. Hans Zimmer, 7, Gina There you go. And so this is a great way. Just say her name. Bella Principessa. Oh, she's so beautiful. Here's Frank Sinatra.
Can I see you again?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Can I see you again?
Hell no.
Can I see you again?
Hell no.
Can I see you again?
Hell no.
Oh, Frankie. Even Frankie struck out. Anyway, so what goes on is her name. Oh, it gives you so many possibilities, you see. Now, what I'm doing is the 5, and you get that right, left. Now, what happens is her full name is 7. And what you then have is the subdivisions, you see. So what happens is Gina Lollo is the 4. It's 2 and 2. And then Brigida is the 3, as I've sort of explained there. So
Gina Lollobrigida, 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 Gina
Gina Lollobrigida. Oh, there you go. There's the Smurfs going into it there. And that's what you have, you see. Now, what happens is that when you're doing things like this and you're starting to play a repetitive 7 pattern, or for that matter 5 or whatever, the sticking pattern can really give you a real solid base, if you know what I mean. So when you're playing, say, if I do 5/8, go to Lollobrigida. So if I go right, left. Lollobrigida, 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 Lollobrigida. There's a thing, like when we're doing 5s, that's fine. You can call it 5/8 or 5/16. However, if you wanted to play a rock beat, so if you got... I do like that sound. I hope you do too. Now, Lollobrigida, 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 Lollobrigida. There you go. So when you're getting that, what you can start to do is think of it in 4/4, and therefore the 5 is then considered a quintuplet. So you've got 5 per beat. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear the 5? Right, left. Now, one of the guys who did this comes from a funny old place. Like we all know our drumming heroes, you know, that kind of business. But some of our heroes are a little bit more obscure. And a New York drummer through the 70s and 80s, I believe he's still with us, is Andy Newmark. And he played with people like Brian Ferry, Roxy Music, and no, he didn't do Roxy Music. Sorry, let me rephrase that. He's played with Brian Ferry from Roxy Music. And there you go. Pardon me, my apologies. And even he's bobbed up on a lot of sessions. One funny one was with Keith Emerson, of Emerson, Lake and Palmer fame, who was doing the soundtrack to Sylvester Stallone's Nighthawks in 1981. And that was a great soundtrack. I've got the vinyl in the other room. I might dig it out and blow the dust off. There must be about 3 inches of dust on it. I haven't played it in a long time. But Andy Newmark is famous for doing the odd article in Modern Drummer magazine, and he talked about quintuplet rock. And so you've got your rock beat, but he would put in fives. So if you're doing right, left for the 5, and what happens is the sticking pattern stays consistent, so that gives you a good solid beat. And there you go. When you're hearing things like Frank Zappa on Uncle Meat, you've got that ducka, you know, and Frank goes up to the microphone and says, the bass player is playing in 3/4, drummer 1 is playing in 5/8, hence Lollobrigida. Drummer 2 is playing in 7/8, you know, and then the tenor saxophone is blowing his nose and he's doing all that sort of stuff. So that's what you got. Oh, you say your name. Ooh, it gives you so many little fragments of things to do. And there you have it. So there's Lollobrigida, a little bit of Andy Newmark, and a little bit of quintuplet rock just by saying Lollobrigida. Oh, bella Principessa. That means beautiful princess. Now you can do it with 7. Gina Lollobrigida, Gina Lollobrigida. Same thing. Right, left, left, left. You can break it up. You can put in the empty sounds by not putting in a bass drum. There you go. There's that for you there. There you are. Now I'm going to put the sticks down and talk about this beautiful woman. I've got a very personal kind of story. Of course, she's one of the great Hollywood actresses of her time. In the glory days of Italian cinema in the late 40s into the 50s, things like The Bicycle Thief and some of the people that did it, you know, like Carlo Ponti as the producer, who ended up marrying Sophia Loren. You had the two bella principessas. You had the Sophia Loren and Gina Lollobrigida. And I watched a film just the other night. It's on YouTube. A lot of these films are just on YouTube. Just press the button because they're beyond the copyright. They're just there. Press the button, go. And one was a beautiful film, sad, but Women of Rome. Go check it out. It's wonderful. The cinematography was wonderful, produced by Carlo Ponti, if you know the name, that kind of business. And just fantastic stuff. She's, you know, and then she just lit the screen, you know, that kind of thing. Beautiful. And but my personal story is that, of course, I grew up in Carlton, and she definitely was the bella principessa with all my friends. And I was the only skip in Canning Street, playing football and cricket on the plantations there, back in the day, all that. And one of the things is I ended up, you know, marrying into an Italian family. If you're watching, bless you all. You know that. But my ex-mother-in-law, Gina, every Saturday after I finished teaching at Troy Music in Footscray back in the day. I'd go home and there'd be, the bread, the prosciutto, everything, salam, everything with the rolls. And it was always the Italian film from the local Italian video store. And without fail, every week, Gina Lollobrigida. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she's bella Principessa. Oh, beautiful. And it was like the Saturday afternoon staple. When I was growing up, there used to be on Sundays on Channel 9, before the wrestling, I think, with Mario Milano and the Golden Greeks, Spiros Arion and Jack Little. Who remembers those days? And you had epic theatre. Oh, boy. And then you're talking about Gina Lollobrigida in Solomon and Sheba. That was a bit of a sad film because the great actor Tyrone Power was originally the star, and he died of a heart attack on set. And rumour has it was something, they were doing the sword fight scene and stuff, but Gina was right there, so she saw the whole thing. And she said, oh, Tyrone, I love Tyrone. And it was very sad. So Yul Brynner took over. So when you watch Solomon and Sheba, Gina Lollobrigida was Sheba, and there's a very famous kind of orgy scene, as raunchy as you could get in a 1959 Hollywood. Oh my Lord, she's so beautiful. And then there's Esmeralda, that hopefully she'll be dancing up there later on with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and when she was doing that, and just beautiful. But say her name and you've got 7 in various different disguises. And what it is we're talking about mnemonics. If you can say it, you can play it. Say her name. I am going to talk about her just in a second. I'll just quickly go over this. If you turn it backwards, if you say Brigida Gina Lolla, you're off to Greece, you're off to a Greek restaurant, you're spending the night dancing a kalamashino. I hope I pronounced that the right way. Kalamashino. So it's Brigida Gina Lolla, 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 Brigida Gina Lolla. So it's backwards. And that's your dance, And then you do the Zorba, then you have the Uzo, and then you have to catch an Uber home. There you are. There it is. Gina! Oh! Here we go. Where is it? Oh, did you go away? Oh! Where are you? There it is. Oh, she's so beautiful. I've said her name forever. It's like, and growing up with her. And it's much better than counting, like I said from the get-go, 7. If you count to 7, you've really got to be on the ball with just saying sev, one syllable. Otherwise, 7, you're playing in 8. That kind of thing. Oh, I'm playing in 7, 8. No, you're not. Just say your name. Oi! Here we go. Gina Lollobrigida. 4th of July, 1927 to 16th of January, just passed. Was an Italian actress, photojournalist and politician. Not for long. She wasn't a politician for long. She was one of the highest profile European actresses of the 1950s and early 1960s, a period in which she was an international sex symbol. At the time of her death, she was among the last high-profile international actors from the golden age of Hollywood cinema. There you are. She has the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic, Legion of Honor, Ordre des Arts et des Lettres. I think that was bad French. That was terrible French, Chris. As her film career slowed, Lollobrigida established a second career as a photojournalist. In the 1970s, she achieved a scoop by gaining access to Fidel Castro for an exclusive interview. He probably asked her out like Frank Sinatra. What did she say?
Can I see you again?
Hell no. Sorry, Fidel. Shit out of luck, mate. Anyway, so there it is. And continued as an active supporter of Italian and Italian-American causes, particularly the National Italian-American Foundation, NIAF. In 2008, she received the NIAF Lifetime Achievement Award at the Foundation's anniversary gala. In 2013, this is a really beautiful part about her. I keep talking about Bella Principessa, but check this out. In 2013, she sold her jewellery collection and donated the nearly $5 million US from the sale to benefit stem cell therapy research. Wow, what a woman. She won the Henrietta Award. Good on you, Henrietta. At the 18th Golden Globe Awards. It just keeps on going. What a beautiful lady. And we just say her name. It's called mnemonics when you say things. And like before, I did the...
Gina.
It's not exactly even because they're voices. But you're talking about a 3-2 polyrhythm. And for that, you could say, nice cup of tea. Nice cup of tea, nice cup of tea, nice. So it's both right, left, right. Both right, left, right. There it is there. Oh, better think about wrapping the show up a little bit there. So there you go. What I've got here is a list of little things. Now, what I've got is tonight's show, I can't say her name enough, Gina Lollobrigida, a beautiful woman inside and out. And some of her films are fantastic. You know, one of her breakout film in America was Beat the Devil in the early 1950s with Humphrey Bogart. And one of my other movie actress crushes when I was she used to loom large on the old... Do you remember Channel 9's late movie? And I'd pull the all-nighter. There'd be a night with Jennifer Jones. She was in Beat the Devil. And incredible films, you know, in the great grand old days of the 50s. Kind of business. I'd end up, I've got to go to work in 2 hours. I do a sleep. No, I can't do it now. I'm cooked. But what it is with Beat the Devil, it was her first Hollywood film, black and white, early 1950s. It had a little a cast of Humphrey Bogart, Gina Lollobrigida, Jennifer Jones, Robert Morley, Laurie, Rick. What's his name again? Oh, Laurie. Anyway, him. That's his second name. In Casablanca. Rick, help me, Rick. Small guy. Anyway, Laurie. I can't remember his first name. I've gone blank. Anyway, so there's all that. So it was a great little film, and that's where that comes from. Even my mate Scott Haywood and I did a little thing for Gina L a couple of years ago during the COVID lockdown, the COVID clips we all did. But
ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry?
I am deeply in love.
Can I see you again?
Hell no. Hard to get. Oh, what a woman! But what I'm really doing is using her beautiful name to talk about mnemonics, how you can do things by splitting her name up, beautiful name, into syllables. So it's not just 7 all the time, but there's also different things you can do with 7, you see. Now, like one of the great songs, of course, I haven't played it tonight, but Pink Floyd's Money. Changes to 6 and then it goes into a shuffle. But, the main riff, boom, bam, boom, 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 bam, boom, 7, 7, 4. And it's really just 4 and 3. And it's like, boom, ba-da-dum, ba, 1, 2, 3, boom, ba-da-dum, ba, dum, ba, ba, boom, ba-da-dum, boom, ba, ba, boom. Had a bit of a listen to it before. There's not always the snare drum on the 7th beat. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, then a 3. 1, 2, 3. But he doesn't always do that. And there you go. When we're starting to talk about breaking the names up too, when I'm finishing it off.
Gina.
There's the 2.
Brigida.
There's the 3.
Gina Lollo. 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 Gina
Gina Lollobrigida. And then you can turn that into 4. And that way, if you keep the sticking the same, you can put in your fill-ins and stuff like that, but not really lose the beat. What the hell am I going to do when the bars are flying past so quickly and stuff? Andy Newmark. Okay, check him out. He's a great session player, session drummer. A little bit obscure now, but he used to write for Modern Drummer magazine. That's where I learned from. Quintuplet Rock. There you go. And if he's doing it with Brian Ferry and Keith Emerson, you know it's not an off concept. You know, it's not less is more, because more they can't do. It's got more to do with fitting in. And when you're talking about things like that 5, it comes across like a bumpy shuffle. And when you're talking about things like world music, like Womadelaide and, you know, WOMAD festivals and things, there's a wonderful African group called the Drummers of Burundi. And they're an incredibly powerful group of musicians. Big logs to play their drums with. The main drum in the middle is called an inkiranya. And I've done a show on that. And when you listen to it, it has this really consistent rhythm, keeping on going. They're quite famous. They've had ABC specials, you know, on them and all sorts of stuff. But when you're listening to it, it's not quite a shuffle. It's not 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. It's got that real lilt to it, like dung, 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 dung. And it's like, for all intents and purposes, it feels like it's sort of like a kind of it's like a shuffle, but with a 5/8 feel. So it's sort of like a. And it's big. I think about 8 men or so, just going wow, 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 wow. And it's got that kind of... Is that 5/8? And go off and have a listen, but that's how you can do it. Like, when I very first heard Frank Zappa doing stuff, I started to think, is that a shuffle? And it didn't quite fit, and then I realised once I got a little bit more edumacation in my head, it's 5/8. There it is. He loves 5/8. And there you go. Guacamole Queen. You know, that's the same kind of thing. Off Inca Roads, one size fits all. Guacamole Queen, Guacamole Queen. He used to put his words to his rhythms, you see. Just like a penguin in bondage, boy. There you go, you know. So when you're even going, 5. Lollobrigida. So I'm off now. Hey! And I'm going to play just a little bit here. I'll take my notes away. And I've got that there, that's fine. Oh no, I'll put my notes back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up. And I've tried to keep it a little bit upbeat today. I've done a few jokes, Bella Principessa, but what a week, eh? You know, you wake up, and like I said, it's a little bit macabre, but I literally woke up today saying, well, who's going to pass away today? And it was David Crosby, you know, and it's just... the time, you know, that kind of thing. And what I want to do, I did it last week with Jeff Beck too. And, by the way, I've got a go-ahead just today from Channel 31. As regular watchers of the show, I hope, hello audience, I have 2 shows on Channel 31 at the moment, Melbourne Musos, and born out of all our lockdown clips is Impromptu TV. So all the beautiful people that that sent me stuff, because some only had their phones to sing into, and I put it all together with the equipment I've got here. And then Channel 31, beautiful people in there, said, what? You know, I sent them off as little clips, like a little thing here and a little thing there for filler. I said, well, Chris, why don't you how about we just give you a second shot? I went, I don't mind if I do. So I'm pulling a few more all-nighters. Help. But what happens is next Wednesday, last week I didn't care how long I went. I just kept on going for Dear Jeff Beck, my favourite guitarist. I have to say that. And Oof, I get a bit misty even talking about it. And Channel 31 has given me the go-ahead to do a double episode next Wednesday at 10:30. So next Wednesday at 10:30, it's going to be a special double episode for the Jeff Beck tribute. Okay, so tune into that. And then the week after it goes to back to normal. And then here we are with the tribute to our bella Principessa Gina Lollobrigida. I'm going to do everything here. In 7.
Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry? I am deeply in love. Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry? I am deeply in love. Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry? I am deeply in love. Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand, Harry? I am deeply in love. Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession. Don't you understand? I am deeply in love. Ever since I met you, you fill my thinking. You are becoming an obsession.
Oh,
Don't you understand, Harry? I am
deeply in love.
Can I see you again?
Hell no. Oh, she's so beautiful. So tonight, my name is Chris Quinlan. This is Melbourne Musos Facebook Live about Gina Lollobrigida, beautiful bella Principessa, which means beautiful princess. Oh, my ex-mother-in-law would be weeping and gnashing teeth. Growing up with an icon like that, my God, one of the films every week. So anyway, there you go, and I'll have this up for you soon enough. And really, this show is also a tribute to the kind of week we had, Renee Gayer and everybody else. Even some of the more obscure people like Johnny Powers, David Crosby today. I'm thinking about Jacinta Ardern. Not she passed away, but just resigning, and what a nothing but love and light with that lady. So there you go, and I'll leave you with the words of Gina herself. There you go. I'm going to do that.
Movie is a magic. It's not like the other art. I did movies in Hollywood. I did movies in England, in Italy, in Africa, all over the world. And they loved me. And I tried to give all my best in all the movies.
Mr. Sarek. Can I see you again?
Hell no.